When I was motorcycle camping, I used to be all about making everything nice and small. And when I started doing this sort of camping with a camper trailer, the more room you have, well, the more things you tend to take. And these days I'm using something for my table. I'm using like a blow mold table that I bought from Bunnings. And it's a great table. It's a good size, but it is plastic and it does have a significant, well, downside because it's plastic. The biggest downside of that blow mold table is it's plastic and things melt when you put on top of it. Now this is a table. It's a table from Novsite. I've done some work for Novsite in the past. This is not a paid thing from them. They've supported me from the beginning of this channel and they asked me to review this, so I did. There is a substantial discount that I'll give you for this video here, and it's actually going to be for everything on their website. It's 20% discount, whether you want this sort of gear or any lighting for your car, any of the stuff they do, 20% discount. But I'll give you the code word for that through this video. This here, I've done an unboxing of. I've shown you how I put it all together. Have I shown you? No, let me show you. You can tell, like, this is almost certainly a thing that's made in China. Anything that I get that's made in China generally comes in this sort of packaging. Very nondescript packaging. In fact, when this one arrived at the post office, it had been opened by customs. I dare say they did an x-ray of the packaging, gone, what the hell is that? And then they wanted to open it. That's not unusual. I do get that a fair bit, especially from overseas stuff. When companies send me stuff from overseas, quite often it'll be opened by customs, whether that's on this channel or the other channel. Anyway, comes in a decent bag with the branding on the side here. So, looking at the size of this bag, I'm going to say this will be the length. My guessing is this will be the length of the table once it's all set out. So it's only a fairly small table. Now this is, from what I've seen, this is, what do they call it? IGT, I think it stands for. It's a table that you set up the frame, if you like, and then you've got panels that go on the top. And those panels, you can take them out, and a few different companies, and I dare say these guys will end up making them as well. You can put things in there like gas stoves and baskets and chopping boards. You'll see what I mean in a minute. All right, that's the frame of it. Yeah. And these are all the panels that I'm talking about. They'll go along the top there. So take that out, put that over there for now. Let's look at this frame first. Because when I saw this online, when they asked me to review it, I was like, oh, is this going to work for my community or not? And the way I do that is basically go, if you're watching this channel, chances are you're roughly my age, you're probably an Aussie, and you're probably a bloke. And I went, I'd buy this. So you might too. That's how I think of it. There's a few bits to this. Not sure about that. At the moment I use... you may be familiar with the channel. At the moment I use just a blow mold table, and it goes in the top of the camper trailer. So this will fit a lot less room, I suppose. That doesn't make sense. This will take up a lot less room. That's upside down, Mozzie. Okay. So that is, I was right, that is the length of the table, as you see it there. And looks like the legs are adjustable too. What we'll do, we'll just put all this on top. Interestingly, none of this came with instructions, so I'm kind of winging it a bit here. Both sides of this look to be exactly the same, like this side and this side. So I don't think at this point that there is a front and a back. They're metal. They're just going to sit in there, I guess. They are going to just sit in there. Okay. Yep. Being metal, this already I can think there's a benefit of this over the blow mold table. Anything that's hot I can't put on the blow mold table because it will melt it. Whereas this being the metal, it won't melt it. That's a positive already. Holes in one end. Oh, these aren't the same. I think, yeah, I think I'm finished doing the top bit here. Put that down there. And I'll put that one in the middle there. All right, that's the tabletop done, yeah? These will move around a little bit. There's probably something that'll stop them moving, but we'll move on. Now, these, I think, go along here somehow. Okay, that took me far longer than it should have. So on here, there is a couple of cutout pieces here, and this here will slide in there from that angle. So I was trying to put it in like this and it wasn't working that way. It's got to slide in, because once it's in there like that, it extends the table out, gives you more surface area. That makes more sense. Now there's a little pin that came with it, this pin, and that is going to join these two pieces together. Now my gut feeling is that this here, these gaps here, should probably be on the outside. That's my gut feeling. Yeah, that makes more sense. Now this is going to join these together. Yes. This makes good sense now. Now that I've done it once, it'll be second nature. Huh, that's not too bad. And these other pieces here are going to be like hanging racks that you would hang utensils and stuff on. I can see this working out pretty well. If you're someone that has like a little Suzuki Jimny or something like that, this is probably a good idea for someone like that who's got little room to take. Maybe motorcycle campers, very small amount, like minimalist campers, those sorts of guys. I think this would work pretty darn well. After a bit of use of this, I'll say a few things about this. One, it does exactly what you think it's meant to do. Two, these things here tend to get a little bit loose from time to time, like I'm moving around just now. As I move one into a spot, another one kind of pops up, and it takes a little bit of mucking around just to get it all nice and smooth like it is there now. And it does mark up a little bit. So like, honestly, if you're not using it, it's never going to mark up. But if you are using it, this takes the heat fairly well. It marks it up a little bit, but you know, like most camping gear, as you use it, it's going to mark it up a bit. This chair is, well, this is a full-size chair. You can recline on this thing and everything. It's going to take up to, I think it's like 150 kilos. So it's a fairly heavy-duty chair. And when you first pull it out, you kind of go, is this going to take the weight? Especially if someone like me. Now, this is the headrest that goes on the back of it. I've had a Helinox chair in the past, and this is very similar concept to that. This is the chair, or the fabric of the chair, and this is the frame of the chair. It's all in one piece, but it all not telescopes, but it all like elastic straps back together. So let's undo these. It's all very intuitive the way this goes about. Like the table, if you haven't had that sort of experience with that sort of a table before, you might be a little bit like, how does this thing go together? But once I've done it a couple of times, honestly, it's second nature now. So these all go, they can only really go the one way, honestly. And there's the frame of the chair. And putting the material on this, I do the back first. And on the back, you've got these little pouches or little holes that go up through here. And one over here, they go onto the chair first. Like that. Same with this one over here. And then on the front, you've got the harder plastic sort of inlets here. The back will give you a little bit of flex as you do this. So we'll do this side over here first. Bring it down, flex it a bit. That's on that side. And the same over here. And that's it. The chair is done. This will take, believe it or not, 150 kilos. It does get better than this though. Now I'm not talking just about the headrest, although that is actually quite good. But the legs themselves actually extend, so you can make this a bit higher. When I was motorcycle camping, I had a Helinox chair and it didn't actually have this here. So you can push this in and bring out each leg to extend the leg and make the whole chair taller. So now it sits, well, just like a regular chair now. The other thing about this chair is this back, and through the winter you would leave this on, through the summer you would take this off, and lets a fair bit of breeze through there as it goes on. This is pretty well thought out chair. It's got a pocket on each side as well. Now look, if you're anything like me, chances are you've already got your camp chair sorted out and you really like your camp chair. But for me, this is something that's packs down small enough that it can live in the camper or live in the cruiser, take up virtually no room, and when Sarah comes out with me, I don't need to worry about making sure I've packed stuff for her as well. It's a good bit of kit. So these are available to get right now on Novsight's website. You can get a 20% discount. Here's the code that you use at checkout, and that's on everything store-wide. If you want to get even lights for your car, you can go over there to Novsight website, get 20% off, use that code, and that's it. I'll see you guys next week. Catch you later.